Welcome to the verdict zone. Strap in, because today we're diving into one of our messiest, most morally tangled tales yet. Imagine this: a woman, finally separated from her addict husband, has found love again with a wonderful new man. It sounds like a happy ending, right? Not so fast. Her path to this new chapter is littered with landmines. There's a past affair with her own sister's husband, a divorce that's stalled over money, and a family that's holding a firm, unyielding line on principle. Now, she wants to bring her new love to the family Christmas gathering. But the VA delivered an ultimatum. It's still adultery until the ink is dry on those divorce papers. So, who's right here? Is she entitled to her new happiness, or is her family justified in their rigid stance? Let's untangle this web. To really get this, we have to go back to the beginning, the original fracture. Our protagonist's marriage didn't just fade away, it shattered. Her husband's addiction and the constant cycle of lies became unbearable. Anyone can understand why she had to separate to save herself from a sinking ship. She needed a life raft, some support, someone to lean on. But the choice she made next sent a shockwave through her entire family. She leaned on her sister's husband. What started as emotional support spiraled into a 4-month affair. The fallout was nuclear. It wasn't just a betrayal of her own marriage vows, but a profound betrayal of her sister, fracturing the family in a way that some wounds never truly heal from. Imagine a family tree, but with a jagged, red line connecting to branches that should never, ever have touched. That was the damage. Fast forward to today. It's been 2 years since she separated from her husband. You'd think the divorce would be finalized by now, but it isn't. In fact, it hasn't even been filed. She's living in a state of limbo. Her reason? She says it's for financial protection. Her ex-husband doesn't work, and she's terrified that if she files for divorce now, she'll have to split her hard-earned assets with him. She feels she can't afford to legally close that chapter. So, while she's still technically married, she's trying to build a completely new life. And a new life is exactly what she's found. She met a man. Let's call him P. He's everything her ex-husband wasn't. Stable, kind, and supportive. What's more, his family has welcomed her with open arms. They know her situation, and they don't judge. They see the woman she is now, not the mistakes of her past. This warm acceptance is a stark, painful contrast to the reception she gets from her own family. With P's family, she feels seen and loved. With her own, she feels judged and condemned. It's this difference that's pushing her to force the issue, to demand that her family accepts her new reality. This brings us to the core conflict, the family ultimatum. With Christmas approaching, she wants to bring P to the family celebration. She wants to integrate him into her life fully, to show everyone this wonderful man she's found. But her family has put up a united front. Their position is crystal clear. P is not welcome. They will not meet him, and he cannot come to Christmas until her divorce is legally finalized. For them, it's a matter of principle. One sister flat out calls it adultery, and the other sister, the one whose husband she had the affair with, simply can't bear to be in the same room with her, let alone celebrate a holiday, while this new relationship feels like another violation of family integrity. Their boundary is absolute. This is where our protagonist finds herself at a crossroads, asking the internet that fateful question. Would she be the asshole for showing up to Christmas with P anyway? Deliberately defying her family's explicit boundary. She feels she's being punished, that her family is refusing to let her move on. She believes that bringing P is the only way to force them to see her happiness and accept her new life. It's a proposed confrontation, a high-stakes gamble where the potential prize is acceptance, but the potential loss is what's left of her family. So, let's step into the moral minefield and analyze this. First, there's the question of unfinished business. Does being separated for 2 years give you the moral green light to act as if you re-single, especially when you're the one actively choosing not to file for divorce? She wants the emotional and social freedom of a single person, but she's unwilling to take the legal and financial steps to actually become one. It raises a tough question. Can you have it both ways? Then we have the family's boundary. Is their rule about finalizing the divorce a principled stand for integrity, a way of upholding the sanctity of marriage and family bonds? Or is it something else? Is it a punitive judgment, a way to keep punishing her for the affair with her brother-in-law? They say it's about principle, but it's hard to separate that from the deep, personal hurt that still exists. Their demand seems simple on the surface: get the paperwork done. But beneath that is a complex layer of anger, betrayal, and a desire for some form of accountability. Let's not forget her financial fear. Is protecting her assets a valid reason to delay the divorce while simultaneously starting a serious new relationship and demanding her family recognize it? From her perspective, it's a practical, defensive move. She worked for her money, and she doesn't want to see it handed over to the man whose actions destroyed their marriage. It's a pragmatic argument. But does that pragmatism give her a pass to ignore the emotional and ethical consequences of her current situation? She's essentially putting her financial security above her family's emotional comfort and moral boundaries. And finally, perhaps the most significant factor, the betrayed sister's pain. How much weight should her trauma carry in this current conflict? The affair wasn't just a mistake. It was a profound violation of trust that has lasting consequences. The betrayed sister's inability to be in the same room isn't just stubbornness, it's a symptom of deep-seated trauma. By trying to force P into the family gathering, our protagonist isn't just challenging a rule, she asking her sister to ignore her own pain and trauma for the sake of her new happiness. Is that a fair or reasonable thing to ask? After weighing all the arguments, the evidence, and the emotional wreckage, it's time for the final ruling. The verdict is in, and the verdict is, asshole. Here's why. Her family has set a clear, reasonable boundary. That boundary isn't just about a piece of paper. It's about finalizing the mess that she was instrumental in creating. Showing up uninvited with her new boyfriend would be a profound act of disrespect. It would communicate that her desires are more important than their pain, her convenience is more important than their principles, and her new relationship is more important than the family she broke. It ignores the very real, ongoing pain her past actions have caused, especially to her sister, and it completely dismisses the simple, logical step she refuses to take to resolve the situation, finalizing her divorce. She wants all the benefits of moving on without doing the difficult, necessary work to officially close the past chapter. You cannot demand that others respect your new beginning when you are actively refusing to properly end your last one. Closure is not just about legal documents, it's a gift you give to yourself, and, just as importantly, to those you've hurt along the way. She owes them that closure before she can ask them to celebrate her new start. So what do you think? Is the family being too harsh and judgmental? Or is this just the natural and predictable consequence of her own actions? Let us know your verdict in the debate below. And if you want more verdicts on infidelity, family drama, and messy morals, make sure you subscribe for more. Your judgment awaits.